Bug of the Month with Janelle, the bug lady with Franklin Pest Solutions. Hi, Janelle.
Good morning, my friends. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
It's good to hear your voice again. You know,
Thank you.
I'm ready to say goodbye to termites and ants, and I've been anxious to hear what the new bug of the month is.
Well, I know you mentioned frost, but it's never too early to start thinking about mosquito prevention. So that's what I'm talking about. It's not just a nuisance. They're the deadliest animal on the planet, you guys. Did you know that?
I've heard that, and I didn't believe it, quite honestly.
Yeah, all the diseases
right.
that they spread. It's horrible, and it's right in our own backyards, too. So I want to kind of go over, what makes your property attractive to mosquitoes and what you can do to reduce your risk.
All right, let's hear it. Number one.
I want to start out by saying standing water. That is the number one most important thing to pay attention to. Where we have some rain that is happening, every spring we see this, a little bit of rainfall. It's amazing what in your yard will collect standing water.
Well, it's the old tires.
Yeah, old tires,
It's
tarps,
impossible
barbecue covers.
Yes, it's impossible to get the water out of those tires.
Well, how
Yes.
how big of a puddle of water does it take for a mosquito to lay eggs or larvae?
Okay, so envision the great question. Envision a bottle cap. Okay, the amount of water that fits inside of a bottle cap will produce about 100 mosquitoes.
Get out of here.
Wow.
Isn't that insane? So think about after a rain, you might have planter saucers collecting water. You might have a barbecue cover that has a dip in it that has some water in it. That's enough for hundreds of mosquitoes to breed.
Wow.
And
all right, so tell me the difference between the females and the males, because if I remember right, the females get all the blame, which is appropriate.
Well,
of course.
it's the females doing all the biting.
Right. Only the females bite.
Yeah,
the males are actually
harmless.
They're actually considered pollinators.
Yeah.
So when people are like, what is the point of the mosquito? Nobody likes them. I'm like, well, the males are actually pollinators, but also they feed so many other species. They're so important to the food chain. You're talking birds, fish, other insects eat mosquitoes. So, I mean, they're a very necessary thing, even though we hate them.
Janelle, the bug lady with Franklin Pest Solutions, is our guest. The other thing I've always heard is they said at a party, make yourself the center of attention and have people gather around you to tell your story, because I've heard, and maybe you've heard the same thing, is that the mosquitoes drop down and they always bite the people on the outside of the group.
What?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
Make yourself the center of attention.
in your backyard, if you go by and just tap the bushes with your hands.
Yep.
Is that right, Janelle? Because
that's where they hang out. That's where they breed.
Boil out of those bushes.
Yep, that's where they breed. So if you have dense vegetation on your property, that's a breeding heaven for these things.
Oh.
And if you've got trees that, have pretty broad shaped leaves, the leaves will collect enough water for them to lay their eggs as well.
Okay, now I want to make sure I got this right. The bushes is where all the he and she and the nookie takes place, but then they go lay the eggs in the
Why
water.
does it always end up with nookie with you?
Well, some things are pretty important, man. Janelle knows what I'm talking about. All right, so
the female...
Go
The
ahead.
female has to take a blood meal. She has to bite. She has to take blood in order to lay her eggs. So every time you get bitten, that's 100 more mosquitoes that's about to happen, unless you smash it.
Okay. And then there's that.
Then there's that. You get blood
But
all
also,
over you.
another thing is they're not strong flyers. They have to land about every 3 to 4 feet. So thinking about that, an easy tip that I give homeowners when they are trying to enjoy time on the patio outside is get a fan blowing low on the ground out away from where you're sitting, because that'll be strong enough to blow them away to where they can't settle in and bite your ankles. Because how many times have you had that scenario where you're sitting at a table and then you're like, what the heck? Your legs are covered in bites, right?
There's nothing worse than sitting outside when the mosquitoes are out.
Janelle's
So
full
a
of
fan is a really
surprises.
good hack.
Yeah.
Janelle is our bug lady. She's from Franklin Pest Solutions. And notice that we don't say control. We talk about solutions. So what
That's
do we
right.
do, girl? Well, what's
Yeah.
the solution for this?
Eliminating standing water first and foremost, but then I want to draw attention to gutters, because a lot of things take place in gutters that can cause more issues. If you've got clogged gutters or
Hey,
water that's
Danny, I bet some of that nookie's going on
Wait a
up in the
minute.
gutters.
Buckle up, Janelle. Here's where the punchline comes.
I was just going to say it for him before he said it. That's where the nookie's going on in those gutters. Go ahead.
Yep,
No, I'm
that's
sorry.
right.
All right.
But clearing out your gutters will allow the water to be flowing freely. You want it to be flowing away from your house. Any kind of clogged vegetation in your gutters, that's going to cause a lot of insects to be like, hey, I want to live here and I want to breed here. So get those clear and free flowing. Check your windows, screens, doors. Make sure everything's got a tight fit and there's no holes in the screens or anything. Bird baths are another thing. If it's standing water, they're going to lay their eggs there. So
if we make it a bubbler, like if we bubble the water
yes,
in the bird
so
bath, is that good?
I was just going to say they make these solar powered oscillators. And that is a really easy, inexpensive thing that you can get to keep that water flowing and circulating, because they don't like the movement of water. They like standing water. And they'll look for 4 conditions: cool, shaded, moist, and out of the wind. That's what they look for in order to really hunker down on your property.
That sounds like the space right up the leg of my pants.
there you go.
Wait a minute.
Pretty much
moist.
Right there.
Cool, shaded,
like
moist.
my ankle.
Out of the
my
wind.
ankle's kind of moist. It's out of the way. It's kind of. I think that's I think that's why I
Pat,
get bit on the
bet you're-
ankle all the time.
Oh, boy. Janelle, I'm sorry. On behalf of the station, I apologize for my.
It's all good. Hey, we're not talking about ants in the pants yet. So,
yeah.
There you
We
go.
got rid of those with the termites. That's right.
but another thing, as people are planting, because I know I always wait till Mother's Day too, is when you're getting these pots ready, drill holes in the bottom of them so that they drain out. That way you're not going to overwater your plants, and then you don't have standing water in the plants as well.
Fair enough. That's good advice. And then there's also those little. Have you ever used those little mosquito dunks? For
Yes, those larvicides are great for if you live near a pond, or maybe you have a gully or a retention situation near your property. Those are great to control the actual eggs, because they won't be able to hatch out. But when it's a good time to call a professional like Franklin is if you know that you have a densely vegetative yard and you know that you have a lot of mosquitoes every season, get on our schedule. It makes such a huge difference. You'll be able to actually enjoy your yard. And we do services for one-time, events. If you've got a graduation party, or maybe you're going to plan Mother's Day or some kind of barbecue in the backyard, it makes a huge difference for your guests too.
So Franklin Pest Solutions will just come over and cut all your trees down. Is that pretty much it?
No.
It's something different than that?
Yeah, what we do is
good.
we actually walk the property with homeowners and point out conducive conditions, and we will actually customize the experience for them and say, this is what you need to do in order to extend the effects of our service, which addresses all the breeding grounds. So the dense vegetation that they're hiding in, that they're breeding in, we treat those with a really fine mist. And the product is labeled for mosquitoes, but it also works great for ticks.
Oh, really nice.
So it's kind of an added bonus. But what I like about it the most, too, is that it's very conscientious of kids and pets and pollinators, too, because we have a lot of customers with butterfly gardens that are like, oh, well, we don't want any pesticides, but where the butterflies are hanging out is not where the mosquitoes are hanging out. So we address that very, very cautiously.
There you go. Good stuff, Janelle. Thank you very much. We certainly appreciate you joining us once again. You can get a free quote for your home or business from trusted local pest experts at Franklin Pest Solution. Give them a call at 800-GOT-PEST. That's 800-GOT-PEST, or visit franklinpestsolutions.com.